Amigos, el problema de un colapso, el problema de colapso que tenemos hoy por hoy en Estados Unidos y en el mundo occidental, no es el problema de una sola crisis. El problema es que es un colapso porque son varias crisis al mismo tiempo. Por ejemplo, esto le afecta a varias generaciones. Estamos viendo a la generación de los baby boomers, que siempre catalogamos de que son los más ricos y que no sé qué tanto, y que tienen todo el poder. También los tenemos atorados porque son los que están apoyando a la generación Z, a la generación millennial, incluso 30, 40 años. Hay tres generaciones atoradas económicamente. Hay tres generaciones que no están pudiendo terminar, empezar o navegar todo el sueño americano, y tenemos un nuevo sueño americano que es el no poder acceder a un trabajo, el no poder pagar tus groceries, el no poder pagar tu renta, el no poder acceder a una casa ni tener hijos.
Yesterday, my friend told me that $19 an hour was a livable wage. And all power to them, because they were like, yeah, my rent is paid. I mean, I'm living, it's livable. What makes me angry is this same person has a college degree. And when you get a degree, I feel like when you leave college, you should not be getting paid $19 an hour. That's insane. Like, to me, that's crazy that he was justifying. I think he was like, okay, this is the first step in my career, so it feels good to have a job. But like a degree does not equal $19 an hour. The pay and the job market is so insane. It's like when people say that the job market's so bad you're forced to follow your dreams. You literally have to make your own job in this world today. You have to make your own form of income because a job will not pay you. People do not pay.
Living in America is so expensive, and it's not even living anymore. It's just a recurring subscription. You pay to live, you pay to work, you pay to eat, you pay to sleep. Rent, more than half your income. Groceries, doubled within a year. Gas, insurance, bills, taxes. Damn near make money just to give it away. You're not living the dream. You're financing your own exhaustion. And their solution is budget better. Like you're out here buying Ferraris and filet mignon every single day, when in all reality, you're broke just buying basic needs. And here's the kicker. You do everything right. You go to school, you get the job, you play by the rules, and you're still barely hanging on. It's not your fault. The system was built by design. They want you broke, distracted, and grateful for crumbs, because a stressed, tired population doesn't rebel. It complies.
But if we raise the minimum wage, then there'll be less jobs available. Well, great, because I have two. Would you like one? Anybody else have an extra job they would willingly give up if they made a livable wage on one job 40 hours a week?
Honestly, having a job or not having a job are pretty much the same at this point. You either have the 9 to 5 and you're miserable and you still have no money. By the way, you're probably looking for a second job. I know lawyers who are looking for second jobs. That's how bad it's gotten here. Or you don't have a job and you're searching for a job. You're sending out the resumes, getting ghosted, having to go through 10 rounds of interviews just to be ghosted or told, oh, we hired internally. It's also infuriating. You're basically broke either way. I think the solution is to just do what you want. Be the TikToker, be the musician. Delulu is the Solulu. I mean, they're rolling out 50-year mortgages. You heard that right? 50-year mortgages. Like that's going to make anything better. That is not building equity, okay? That is just a prison sentence. If the system is this broken and retirement is a fairy tale for the vast majority of people now, you might as well take your shot. Okay, because we have one life. You can't just spend it working a 9 to 5 where you're just searching for a second job to make more money because you can't afford groceries because they keep going up and up and up. And now healthcare. That's another thing. Who can afford healthcare? There are so many people staring down the barrel of their new healthcare premiums that are like, you know what? I can't pay this. I'm just going to have to roll the dice and hope I don't have an accident because there's no way I can pay that. In a world of no retirement, no healthcare, and no prospects of anything ever coming down in price again, I think you should just be delusional. Take your shot and bet on yourself. Move to a different country if you want to. That's what I'm doing. At the end of the day, we all just want to live a life of dignity, and the traditional systems aren't providing that anymore.
Next up is the depressing part. 4-year college tuition. In 1980, it was $2,900 for 4 years of college in an in-state school. Average, but still, $2,900. Now, in 2025, it's $39,200. Which means it's 13.3 times more expensive to go to college now than it was in 1980. And then lastly, we have medium home prices. In 1980, it was $62,000. In other words, at a minimum wage job, if you work full time, you could pay off that house in 10 years if that's all you were paying for. Now, in 2025, it's $420,000. It's 6.7 times more expensive than it was in 1980.
Entonces estamos viendo esto muy pronunciadamente en todo el mundo, aquí en México por supuesto, yo soy víctima de ello, todos lo somos, pero como les he dicho, ese mundo en el que todo era fácil, en el que estudia, trabaja, nos pintaron que esa era la vida, pero ya nos estamos dando cuenta de que no es cierto, queridos amigos. Esa vida ya no da para más, esa vida ya llegó a un tope. Y tenemos que desarrollar conciencia, tenemos que acercarnos a espiritualidad, a metafísica, a cosas que nos hagan sentir mejor por dentro, que nos llenen por dentro, que nos den paz interna, para poder luego pacificar todo el caos que tengamos a nuestro alrededor, porque si no, amigos, vamos a vivir apegados siempre, deseando que algo sea como ya no es ni va a volver a ser. Es como una relación con un ex. Si nos la pasamos deseando que sea como antes, vamos a vivir apegados, vamos a vivir aferrados a un pasado que ya no va a volver porque las condiciones simplemente son distintas. Nos pintaron que la vida era lineal, pero la realidad es que la vida no es así, la vida es de ciclos y hay cosas que empiezan y se acaban, la naturaleza es la representación perfecta de ello y por más que hayamos creado un sistema artificial moderno que nos quiere hacer pensar que la vida no es cíclica, sino lineal, no se puede ir en contra de las leyes de la naturaleza, de Dios, del origen, como quieran llamarlo. Entonces ese mundo de la comodidad infinita lo pueden seguir queriendo mantener, siempre va a haber todavía al menos hay iPhone nuevo, hay iPhones nuevos, inteligencia artificial, no sé qué tanto, pero la realidad es que cada vez es más caro mantener toda esa fiesta andando, por eso tanta inflación, por eso, porque es un sistema, es una matrix, como dicen, ¿no? Entonces yo te invito a que te salgas de ella y hagas conciencia, o sea, que te salgas de ella internamente, porque pues vivimos en las ciudades, vivimos en este sistema, pero si tú estás más en paz vas a poder ir encontrando las mejores respuestas posibles dentro de tu propia realidad.
We're not asking for free healthcare. We're asking for the ability to afford healthcare. We're asking for a livable wage. Right now in the United States, a pound of ground beef has surpassed minimum wage. A bag of family-style potato chips has surpassed minimum wage. We're asking for 40 hours a week for 40 years of our life. We get a house, we get a car, we have a pension plan, we have the ability to retire because we've given the best of our lives to you. We've given the best that we have to feeding the American machine, the American dream. You got to be asleep to believe this. This is a nightmare. Most people, and I'm talking 70+%, can't retire. Most people 50 years old are now realizing that they don't have $250,000 in the bank, liquid asset, to retire on. Pensions are non-existent. Social Security checks are out the door. And now we see that Trump wants to cut Medicaid all over the place. The American dream is gone, kids. Gone.
I live in the state of Oregon where the minimum wage is $15, and in the Portland metro area, it's $16. I was telling one of my coworkers how I'm from Louisiana and that the minimum wage back home was $7.25, which is slave wages. And they were like so shook. And I was like, that's a lot of states. I feel like a lot of states still go off of the federal minimum wage. And it's just like absolutely fucking crazy to think about how someone can work all day long. Okay, so let's just say they work an 8-9 hour shift. So on an entire shift, that's $65 before taxes. Can you even believe that shit? And after taxes, it's worse. It's like less than $50. Can you imagine making $50 a day for your hard work all day long? And then you're like, oh, I gotta go by the grocery store on the way home to feed my kid or feed myself. And it's like, cool, one bag of groceries costs your entire day's work. If not, that doesn't cover it. It's probably double that. It just blows my mind, dude. Like, the fact that that's still legal in today's economy. Like, even 10 years ago, it was a horrible wage. Like, that's literally how much money I made at my very first job whenever I was 17. And I'm 33. I saw a guy on here, it went viral, that guy who was like, well, if you're making minimum wage, then you need to learn a skill and get a better job. It's like, dude, you're missing the whole fucking point. It's the fact that nobody should have to work a job making that little money. Every job in society is important. Every job in society is important.
So October 2025, there were 153,074 layoffs, the highest layoffs in 20 decades. 20 decades. Ranging from tech giants to warehouse workers to retailers, everybody is impacting. Now, this just is validating what people have been estimating is over 1 million jobs being eliminated because of Trump admin economic policies. I mean, it's happening. Now, because of the tariffs, the Trump admin is also allowing the tech bros who own AI to become even bigger billionaires. One of them, a trillionaire, probably pretty soon. And they are eliminating jobs because of AI on top of the tariffs that are causing layoffs in other sectors. And there's another 294,000 federal jobs that are going to be cut. Did you guys know this? All of this is right before Christmas. It's right before the holidays.
Freshman year, I remember vividly arguing with my friends saying that if I was happy and made $40,000 a year, that I could like survive off that because that's what my mom survived off of most of our life, and she was a single mother of 4. Now that I have graduated college, that has changed drastically. 40,000 was like the average teacher, which was what my mom was. Like the average pay, I feel like was 40 to 50,000. Now, like the average pay is like 70 to 80,000. Like that's the new equivalent, which is absolutely insane. Like I can't believe, like now I would never argue that 40,000 you can raise 4 kids on, go on vacations, and still like live life. I can't believe I argued that 5 years ago. That was so incorrect, and times have changed so much. Like I would never.
Yo sé que es duro, yo sé que la gente esperaría que alguien les dijera aquí, la inflación va a ceder a partir de mañana, va a haber más trabajos en un año y todo va a estar mejor y vas a poder irte a Vietnam, como lo habías planeado hace 5 años. Y tu trabajo de tech te va a volver a pagar lo que soñabas. Pero la realidad es que no es así, amigos. Lamento decírselos, pero no es así. Tengo que hacerlo, tengo que decírselos. Así que, pues espero que el mensaje llegue. Y pues bueno, déjame en los comentarios si tú ya estás haciendo algo dentro de ti, internamente, conscientemente, de desarrollo de conciencia, de despertar, para darte cuenta de que esa ilusión de todo ese sistema que nos habían vendido, pues ya no está funcionando. Déjame en los comentarios cómo estás lidiando con todos estos problemas que hoy hay en Estados Unidos especialmente. Y pues bueno, para prueba aquí estuvieron los videos. Y pues nada, cuídate mucho, suscríbete, dale like. Mi nombre es Kevin, ya te lo he dicho. Y mi idea es darle visibilidad al mundo hispano de lo que ocurre en Estados Unidos, para que nos demos cuenta de que no son solo nuestros países tercermundistas y no sé qué tanto. No, que nos demos cuenta que es todo un sistema, que todos estamos juntos en esto. Que nuestros amigos americanos son nuestros hermanos, sufren como nosotros, son de carne y hueso. El norteamericano de a pie es un ser humano que siente, que respira, de carne y hueso, que vive, que tiene sentimientos tanto como cualquier otro. Así que pues bueno, cuídense mucho, suscríbanse, denle like y todas esas cosas. Dejen un comentario y nos vemos para la próxima. Chao.